Where the fuck are all the Asians? The thousands of Asians in LA either wanting to be an influencer in TikTok or are influencers on TikTok that have hundreds or tens of thousands or millions of followers. Like, you can't put down your fucking matcha for like literally 2 seconds and speak out about what's happening right now. I go on fucking TikTok, it's the same 4 like wonderful activist Asians on here. But then everybody else just still, regularly scheduled program, my outfit of the day, going to another fucking Korean barbecue restaurant. Like, the restaurant you're at is built on immigrants. This entire city is built on immigrants. Like, you went to fucking UC Irvine, you got your fucking marketing degree. I'm sure you took 1 humanities class, honey. Like, I promise you, if you just don't post 1 TikTok dance and you take 30 seconds to speak on children getting ripped away from an elementary school graduation, people being locked in the basement of federal buildings without food or water, the National Guard being deployed on your city. Like, I know that, like, shame doesn't work on you. Like, nothing works on you because you've had to create this shell. But, like, your $600 post that you're making for tummy tea is not going to save you here. You're scared of, like, your brand getting tainted, or, like, you won't be able to get brand deals. Like, with the rate that information suppression is going, like, you won't have TikTok to fucking sell your fucking boba flavored protein powder on here. Like, you won't have the time. You won't have the platform to do so. Like, your parents or your grandparents came here for a better life, and then now that you have a better life, you've already fucking forgotten the context as to which you fucking exist in this realm. Like, you don't have to be a civil rights expert or an econ expert or a fucking, like, lawyer to understand that what is happening needs to be stood up against. Like, you are the people that are populating the Capitol right now. Like, you will be next. Like, with black folk, they weaponize the police. With brown folk, they weaponize immigration. With Asian folk, they weaponize legislation. So the clock is ticking, sweetie. The clock is tick-tock in a way. I don't give a fuck if you feel awkward about speaking something. Or I don't give a fuck if you're like, I'm sorry, I've never spoken about this before, or whatever. It's not too late. It's not too late. I promise to you, it's not too late to listen to that tiny voice in the back of your head. I've been on this fucking app for 2.5, almost 3 months. That's all. But it's not that fucking hard. You open the app and you do the thing. You don't have to fucking edit it. You can just say it fucking non sequitur and just speak from your fucking tiny, shriveled, but beating heart. Please. I just fucking beg you.
Hi everyone, welcome. Today I have an interesting story for you guys as to what Asian Americans are saying. They are speaking out loud now. They are breaking the silence. They refuse to shut down as though, they usually just keep quiet. One of the most successful race in America are the Asians. They are educated, they are quiet people, but very, very diligent people, very hardworking people, and they just mind their business. When things are going the contrary way, they have learned to not speak. And when things have been done against other people around them, they just keep quiet and it's none of their business. But right now, they are beginning to speak because they know the truth. And they say, when you know the truth will set you free. And that's exactly what is happening right now. They're beginning to speak. They're beginning to break the silence because they are getting tired of the notion of the narrative around them, especially to other race, because they know quite all right that if you don't speak for others, it's gonna come to you. And that has been what that has been happening. And they know that it is time for them to break the silence, to speak when an injustice is done against one. Is done to everybody, and they are breaking the silence as to, let me not give you more than I've given you already, because I want you to watch these videos and know exactly what I'm talking about as to breaking the silence and speaking against the norm that has come to stay. And they are saying, no, we need to speak for other people, we need to speak for ourselves. When you speak for others, you are indirectly speaking for yourself. And this is what the Asian Americans have come to understand. And they are saying, yes, we need to start speaking up. They're breaking the silence. I'll be right back. Let's go watch this video. Credit belongs to the original creator of every stitches and contents here on this platform. I'll be right back.
I'm mad at Asian Americans because why are we so smart but so silent? What's with the silence? I suspect that if we opened our mouths, we would side with black people and other brown people as the real American heroes. Yeah, we're brown, not white. But this would disrupt the white supremacy brainwash we're caught in. And deep down, we hate ourselves for siding with whiteness. We know they're wrong. Our silence is the sound of us hating ourselves. But that's the Squid Game trap that they set for us, an Asian American matrix that messes with our reality. And it's all based on hating black people. You know, the ones we're all secretly trying to copy, even the white people's. White supremacy isn't smart, but it's tricky like that. You like being tricked? I don't know any Asians who put up with that. We gotta decolonize ourselves and find Asian joy. Therein lies our voice.
Let's not get it twisted. In the conversation you're still having, there was only one Asian who was talking about reparations. It was me, and I was talking about reparations for Black Americans. Now you're facing pushback because you attempted to hijack that conversation by saying, what about Asian Americans? And as a white person outside the United States, you feel that your opinion, which you've repeatedly demonstrated is based on ignorance and misinformation, is entitled to the same consideration as my lived experience as a third-generation Asian American. So now you are inserting what you want Asian Americans to do in the place of actual Asian Americans to reverse victim and offender. The only times that speaking up for Asian American rights gets framed as being anti-Black is when Asian Americans are intentionally being weaponized to cause harm to Black people, such as in attacking race-conscious admissions policies in education and scapegoating Black people for the increase in anti-Asian violence, because that is how racial triangulation of Asian Americans by white supremacy against Black people works. Now, if you consider duration and magnitude of harm done, I personally feel that Black Americans and Native Americans have every right to occupy the front of the line for as long as it takes to receive remedies and redress for historical and ongoing harms, and to tell other people to get in the back of the line. But historically, that is not what has happened. Again, Frederick Douglass spoke out against the Chinese Exclusion Act. Black Americans supported Japanese Americans in their fight for reparations, so I, as an Asian American, will continue to support Black people in their fight for reparations. And the last thing I'm going to do is prioritize what you want Asian Americans to do, because people like you would prefer that marginalized people remain separated in their groups, fighting over scraps in the alley, rather than working together in the kitchen.
Before the Civil Rights Movement, Asian Americans were treated like shit. They couldn't vote, they couldn't own land, they couldn't even become U.S. citizens until 1952. Oh, and if you were Japanese during World War II, the U.S. government threw you into an internment camp. The Civil Rights Movement didn't just change Black history, it changed Asian American history forever. The 1965 Immigration Act finally allowed more Asians to move to the U.S. The 1964 Civil Rights Act banned job discrimination. And thanks to the 1975 Voting Rights Act, Asian immigrants finally got bilingual ballots. Here's the fucked up part. After all of this progress, the U.S. started pushing this whole model minority myth. The whole Asians are so hardworking and smart and successful narrative. That was actually used to divide them from the Black and brown activists. Some Asian Americans fell for it. They distanced themselves from Black struggles. But others, they stood in solidarity. I'm going to try to pronounce these names the best that I can, so please forgive me if I mispronounce their names. Yuri Kochiyama, she fought alongside Malcolm X. Larry Itliong helped Cesar Chavez in the farm worker movement. And Grace Lee Boggs, she was that girl. She worked directly with the Black Panthers. If we fast forward to today, that model minority myth, it's still used to pit Asian Americans against the brown and Black communities. We saw it in the fight over affirmative action. We saw it during Stop Asian Hate. And we have two choices, right? Either we fall for the divide and conquer game, or we stand together, just like we did before.
I don't have a huge following, but I still feel a responsibility to say something. I lived in LA for 4 years now, and what's happening with the ICE raids, the fear, the silence, especially from those within the Asian American community, has been really weighing heavily on my heart. I grew up in Queens, New York, around large Latino and Hispanic communities, and I've witnessed firsthand how deeply connected our communities are. A lot of Asian-owned businesses often rely on the labor of undocumented workers, often quietly, without any acknowledgement. And now, when the same people are being targeted, the silence is loud. It's painful. We come from immigrant families. We know what fear looks like, and we know what sacrifice looks like. And yet so many of us turn a blind eye when others are being targeted for the very reasons we're here. To those who are affected, I don't know what to say. I am truly sorry. You deserve to feel safe and you deserve to be seen. And to influencers, this moment calls for more than just posts about hidden gems in LA and food spots. If we love the city and its people, we need to show up for them too. If you have the privilege to post about where to shop in LA, then you have the power to say this isn't right. That is not political, that is just being human. I am not trying to call people out just to create noise. I am saying this because I care. This isn't about blame, it's about showing up. Speaking up doesn't require a perfect statement. It's honestly just about heart and showing compassion. And if you have a platform, even a small one like mine, it does matter. Be the voice for those who can't.
Thank you to this creator for speaking on this, and dear Asian Americans, we need to be talking about anti-blackness within our community. Hi, my name is Dr. Yi, I'm a psychology professor, and in my research, I have found that anti-blackness is pervasive among Asian Americans, especially when they internalize the model minority myth. When Asian Americans adopt this belief that their racial group is superior to other racial groups because they have stronger cultural values in hard work and success, it's correlated to greater explicitly negative attitudes towards Black Americans. And echoing what this creator shared, this pitting of minorities against one another, this narrative that Asian Americans just pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and have the right cultural values and hard work to succeed. That narrative has been really internalized within our community and has hindered solidarity to promote greater racial justice for us all. And in my other research, I've done in-depth interviews with Asian Americans to really explore how the model minority myth shapes these beliefs, and particularly serves as a barrier to engaging in activism. So dear Asian Americans, let's break this cycle of silence about anti-Blackness within our community. We can use what privilege we have to engage in protests and rallies, but also in smaller spaces like speaking up in your family when there's an anti-Black comment made. Let's hold ourselves accountable to the ways that we're perpetuating systems of oppression, because nobody's free until everybody's free. Follow for more Asian American psych from a professor.
Like I said at the intro, Asian America, they are easygoing people. They are hardworking people. They are very, very productive. They're very diligent people. But one thing they always do, they don't like speaking anything that is against them or any other race. They rather want to, because they have this proximity to whiteness, and they feel, oh, let's just speak because it's still gonna go for us. Hey, they know you are not one of them. You can't be one of them. You can't always feel like, oh, let's not talk because we are close to them. You are not close to anything, and this is what Asian Americans are realizing, and few of them are saying, no, we need to speak. These Black Americans are the ones that have worked so hard, that has given migrant leverage, the opportunity, the platform to ride on the system. They don't have to start from the scratch, and they are the ones that we should support, we should speak for. They are the ones that when things go against them and we are there, we should lend our voices to speak against the things that is being done or meted against them. And this is where the Asian Americans are. They are saying that it is time for them to be able to speak. They are breaking the silence when it comes to racial profiling, when it comes to the behavior, the pattern, the treatment they get and other people get when it comes to the entrepreneurial space, what people are going through, what the Constitution says, what the people say, the palm color people. And of course, it is beginning to be clear that you have to speak against what is not right. You have to speak against injustice. You have to speak against people, especially the palm colored people, treating another race, especially the Black Americans and any other person, that race, Latinos or whoever you are, begin to speak and speak against the palm color that this is not good, because if they don't speak, whatever you don't speak against is going to come for you. Let me say it again. Whatever you don't speak against that is not good will eventually happen to you. It will come for you because you have been silent. Silent is a way of saying you agree with whatever has been done to your neighbor, because, hey, it's going to be done to you very soon. Because when you don't speak against it, it will come to a time whereby such evil, such behavior will be meted out to you. And that is why the Asian Americans are saying, hey, we got to speak. I mean, we've got to speak. Let's speak for the black people. Let's speak for the black Americans. They've done nothing wrong. They are hardworking just like we are hardworking. I mean, these guys have a right, just like every other person have a right. These guys have done a lot for everybody, for every migrant, for every day. So let's speak for them. And this is exactly what is happening right now. If there's any race that is very quiet, they are the black Asians. Even when things are not going that way, they keep quiet. But now they are saying, no, we know our right. We know what to do. And they are beginning to speak for themselves. They're beginning to speak for the black Americans. They're speaking for everybody, because the time has come for them to stand up and say the truth and speak for people and speak for themselves. And that is what this is all about. Guys, is there any Asia person, American, that should know that things were going awkward and he or she was there and didn't refuse to speak, or just neutral? Or you have an Asian American where and when things go wrong, he or she speaks up, stand up and say, no, this is not good. He speaks for the person, or speak for himself. Have you have any experience like that you're proud of, that you know that these people are beginning to speak, they are breaking the silence? I want you to discuss that with me at the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let me know what transpired, how it went down, what was done, what was said. I mean, let the conversation begin, guys. I'll read your responses, your chat, your views, your perception at the comment section. And of course, don't forget, comment respectfully and without violating anybody's, view or right, respectively. And let the conversation begin. And so, like, come your way again, but don't forget, I always say, stay in peace and stay in love. Avoid trouble, because you're too important for this generation. And so, like, come your way again. Bye bye.